Hey friends, welcome to Nowhere Bound. This is Mike, and we're on Interstate 70 right now at the beginning of a snowstorm. It's the first major storm of the season, and the snow is really starting to come down. We need to get off the highway and get to safety, so I actually booked a campsite at Love's. I didn't even know that the Love's Travel Centers offered campsites with hookups. I've been wanting to try that anyway. I guess maybe it's a new thing that they're doing, I'm not sure, but I've never done it before. It should be a unique experience, but we're not gonna be just hanging out in a parking lot this whole time. I got something else planned, so stick around and find out with me how it's gonna go. We got here just in the nick of time. I don't think I've ever wanted to get off of a highway that quickly before. It's getting bad. You saw that accident. That was just a few miles before we got here. So the first thing I'm noticing is that we are right in front on full display of everybody at the gas pumps, which, whatever, you know, you've heard of the term stealth camping. I'm sure if you've watched Steve Wallace or some of those other guys that like to sneak into the woods behind a travel center or behind a hotel and all that stuff, we're not doing that. We're blatant camping, and it's on grid, not off grid. Just over there, off to the side, there's a dog park. I'll be taking Juniper over there, and she'll just stand in there and stare at me. There's a pizza place in there. There's a Hardee's. Oh, it's like a little megatropolis here. I love travel centers, truck stops. I'm kind of a road dog, and it comes from touring in bands. First thing we got to do is get checked in. Okay, we have checked in with the confirmation email that they sent to me. So that means that our power should be turned on. Yep, we got power. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm kind of hoping that the furnace works because it's been a year or more since it's been on. Error 1. Great. Look at the camper. It feels like it dropped 10 degrees in the last 15 minutes. And the snow is just coming down. I need to get her some water. This has gone from a fun little experiment in a snowstorm to now, what are we gonna do for heat? I did bring a couple of backup sources of heat. I did not bring the diesel heater. That would have been absolutely fine, but it's going to drop down to single digits tonight, and I really honestly don't know how comfortable we're going to be in here. Get you some water. Here you go, puppy. Get a drink. I don't even have the right tool to take that cover off of the heater. Maybe it's just a filter or something like that. I can tinker around with it, but it uses square bits. So, of course, I didn't bring my square bits, and maybe they have them in Love's. I want to go in there anyway and just check it out. So, you relax, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the situation. I do have heat, but the main electric heater for the RV, the one that came from the factory, is giving me an error code. Now, yes, maybe I should have checked it before I came out, knowing that I was going to use it, but I didn't. And that's why I brought a couple of alternative sources of heat. One of them is right here. It's this dog. The other one is that blue thing down there, which is running right now, and it's a little 150 watt porcelain heater. In a pinch, we can get out my Mr. Buddy heater, which I have in the Jeep with a full bottle of 1 pound propane. At least we're not going to die, but not having this furnace is going to make the difference between kind of a miserable, chilly night and a super cozy, comfortable night. I don't have the right tool to get these bolts out. Those are square heads. So I do have a toolbox in the Jeep, but I know that I didn't put my square bits in there. So I have a couple of these multi-tools, and we'll see if we can find something that works. Just barely not going to work. Oh. There we go. The Phillips head did it. It's just the right size. Nothing worse than an E1 flashing at you all night, reminding you. Hoping it's just a filter, or maybe sometimes the motor just seizes up from lack of activity. But at least we have some hope. Still an error code. God, this thing gets bounced around. Look, the circuit board's not even clipped in anymore. I'm gonna kill the power because I don't want to get shocked. This breaker here. Yeah, this board is not even sitting. Okay, let's see what happens. Huh. It came on. All I did was mess with some wires. There must be a loose connection, but it's working. Outside it is just an apocalypse. And now we have nice cozy heat. All right, now that Juniper is fed and I know we're going to be warm tonight, the camper is actually starting to get really comfortable in here. I'm going to get things situated and set up our vibes for this evening because we're going to be stuck in this camper for a while. Okay, let me just describe the scene in here right now because it's actually kind of ridiculous. Over here we have a fireplace, which is actually an aroma mister. I have lemongrass essential oil in there and it just smells wonderful. On my laptop I'm watching Luke from the Outdoor Boys. He's suffering in minus 27 Fahrenheit snow without a shelter, which makes me sad. Outside of this window we have snow just dumping out of the sky, and I'm hearing snow plows out on the roads. The road crews are hard at work out there. and you guys are very much appreciated in these conditions. One of the things I really like about this little Teardrop camper is how versatile it is, and it's also very efficient. I can take it into an RV park or a campground, or I can take it out into the middle of the woods, and it adapts to all those situations really nicely. I'm very comfortable here. We're warm and safe, and that's good. So for dinner, I just got a chicken bacon ranch wrap. All right, let's give the chicken bacon ranch a taste test. The tortilla isn't soggy, which is a good thing. About what I expected. Edible. So I would like to thank everybody on the screen right now for buying Juniper a treat through buymeacoffee.com. And this time we're going to give her something special since she's been cooped up so much in the camper. I've got this Pupford Yak Cheese Chew. You can have it. Good girl. Anyway, thank you very much for your generous support of the channel. We really do appreciate it. Don't we, pup? So I'll just talk to you for a minute about what I did to prepare the camper for this trip and camping in this weather. First of all, I had to put new tires on it because the tires that were on here were the originals. There's quite a few miles on those tires. They've taken me to a lot of amazing places. And I was a little bit sentimental about it, actually, when I took them off. There are so many memories that have basically ridden on those tires. All the content on YouTube up until now. So anyway, I changed the tires. I put Falcon Wild Peak on there. They matched the tires on the Jeep, and they fit perfectly. I just put the exact same size. I think 235, 75, 15s. The other thing I did was I decided to plug up the cowlings on the outside of the camper. So if you look on the sides, you'll notice those cowlings that are covering up some vents for the air conditioner. And basically there's a space that runs behind there with a fan at the bottom of the camper, and it pulls air through to ventilate the back of the air conditioner. And that's how they solved the problem of putting a window air conditioner in this camper. And I can't believe I didn't notice this before, but on the last trip when I was camping and I was running the diesel heater, I noticed that my feet were very cold over there. And then it occurred to me that there's a draft behind there. And then to solve that issue, I just cut out a couple of round circles of styrofoam off of a cooler, and I stuck those in the holes and then just put some duct tape over the top. It seems to work great. I can actually tell a big difference. There's really no draft coming in around the air conditioner at all right now. Well, it's getting late and I think it's time to turn in, so I'm going to say goodnight. Hopefully these roads get cleaned up enough tomorrow to get out of here on time. There's also some plans I tentatively made depending on the road conditions. We'll just have to see. So I'll see you all in the morning. Good night. How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
Dave.
Dave, I'm Mike.
Mike, I know you.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
watch your channel constantly.
Oh,
I
cool.
left last night, and I thought, after I got home, I thought, I'll bet you that was him. And then I seen the red bucket on your camper this morning.
That's how you knew.
Yeah. I'll get a picture.
Sure, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, I watch your channel constantly.
Cool, man.
I really enjoy it.
The manager of This Loves is a viewer of the channel. It's good to meet you. I'm about to head in and get some coffee and maybe a little bit of breakfast. Princess here is going to be just fine. You be good, I'll be right back. In case you've never seen a truck stop shower, they're usually really clean, private. You have your own toilet. I'm gonna enjoy this. This reminds me of the days when I used to play in a band. We would always shower at truck stops. Maybe that's why I'm having a good time. It's kind of nostalgic for me. What are you doing? You just laying down? You're such a good girl. The shower was superb. Actually, it was nice. The food department on this trip, admittedly, is not that great. The coffee is pretty good, though. And that's the most important thing. I will say that in these kind of temperatures, you know, we're getting close to the single digits. Definitely very cold. The dual heating system in here was the way to go. I would even say it's a little more comfortable than the diesel heater, because it kind of maintains itself. So you remember this piece of crap that was falling apart. It did a good job once I got it fixed. And then if you remember, I have that ceramic heater on the floor, and both of those devices are sort of working in tandem. If I were just using the furnace in here, it would just run all the time. And then when it would turn off, it would feel very cold for a couple seconds. And I would just be praying for it to turn back on soon. And then it would get warm and a little too hot. So the temperature wasn't regulated very well with just the furnace. Ceramic heater really did the trick. And it was like as comfortable as a home. I might even venture to say more comfortable than my house in here. But if you look at this window here, you'll notice that all that snow and ice is still frozen. And that's really a good testament to how well these windows hold the heat in. And that's one thing I'm very impressed with this camper. It makes camping in the wintertime fun. And I know from experience, and those of you who have big rigs, you know how that can be in the wintertime. The draftiness through the windows, and even when you have the heat running all the time, it still feels kind of cold, and you just burn through propane like crazy. So just some food for thought for you if you're thinking about doing a wintertime adventure and you want to camp out and bring your camper, come to Love's. It's comfortable and it has all the amenities. It's kind of funny that we're parked right next to a hotel. Come on, puppy. Let's get you in the car and get warmed up. Look at how thick that ice is. I'm not even going to bother breaking that off. Look at that. It's just coated. Look at this ice on the front. Man, the wind is just whipping. I didn't even realize how bad it was. Oh, come on. This cable is just all stiff. Wow, that wind. Come on. There we go. That should do it. Okay. We are ready to go. Since we're so close to a state park, I want to go check it out. It's less than a mile from here. It's called Barkcamp. So let's just go check it out. It's on the way home anyway. Well, we found a little bit of solitude here at Barkcamp. We're only about 2 miles away from the Love's gas station where we camped last night. And it is beautiful here. It's like a winter wonderland, but man, it's cold. The wind is just biting. I had to put Juniper back in the Jeep because her feet were uncomfortable, I could tell. If we're gonna do this again, I gotta get her some booties, but hopefully she'll keep them on her feet. Anyway, I appreciate you watching until the end. This was a really fun little trip, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. Your generous support is very much appreciated, and you make this channel possible. And also to those who bought Juniper a treat on buymeacoffee.com. I really appreciate your support as well. So if I don't see you before Christmas, have a great holiday, and I'll see you nowhere soon. Hopefully someplace warmer. Be good to each other and get outside. Peace.